Welcome back, everyone. Now, if you're a parent, a teacher, or honestly anyone who's ever spent more than 5 minutes near a small child, you know the drill. You've definitely had a repetitive, almost dizzying children's song stuck in your head for days on end. But today, in this explainer, we're going to see how looking at a collection of these seemingly chaotic lyrics actually uncovers a hidden utility. We're going to decode the toddler playbook and find out how these songs are way, way more than just background noise. Okay, let's dive right into this. At first glance, a mashup of songs about monkeys, ducks, and stickers. It just looks like pure, unadulterated randomness designed to keep a kid distracted. But what is the actual hidden logic behind the repetitive songs we sing to babies? Well, when you strip away the bouncy melodies and actually listen to the lyrics, a totally fascinating pattern emerges. These aren't just random distractions. They collectively form a perfectly structured day in the life of a developing child. They're practically providing step-by-step guidance for an entire day of routines, emotions, and boundaries. We're going to map this all out chronologically today. 1. Mastering daily toddler routines. 2. Active play and imagination. 3. Exploring animals and sounds. 4. Family bonds and caregiving. And 5. Winding down for bedtime.
Starting right off with Section 1, Mastering Daily Toddler Routines, Structuring the Morning Chaos.
The very first stage of the day is usually the hardest, right? Basic hygiene. But the songs here act as a literal instruction manual. Take the lyrics for toothbrushing. Instead of just telling a baby to brush, the song breaks it down into actionable, sequential steps to guide them through what's often a highly frustrating task. I mean, it's essentially like wrestling a tiny alligator. It literally says, in a circle, follow me, up and down, and side to side, rinse and spin, that's how I guide. It totally transforms a struggle into a perfectly sequenced game of mimicry.
Once that morning hygiene is out of the way, the lyrics transition into unstructured morning play. And I absolutely love this part because it completely validates the chaotic nature of toddlers. The lyrics give us a song entirely about stickers. Peel it off, come to play, on the fridge you stick this way, stick your bunny everywhere. It moves from the fridge to the car to literally putting stickers on faces. The song is actually encouraging and validating that messy, tactile exploration that really kicks off a toddler's morning.
Moving on to Section 2, Active Play and Imagination, Turning Energy into an Adventure.
And this brilliantly illustrates how environmental exploration starts to take over. We have a variation of the classic Bear Went Over the Mountain song, but just look at the timeline of the lyrics. The bear's journey escalates through increasingly imaginative and physical obstacles. First, the bear goes over the big slide, then the trampoline, then through the tunnel. But then, in this massive leap of imagination, the bear goes to a volcano, before finally cooling off in the swimming pool. It maps perfectly to a toddler's escalating physical play, blending everyday playground equipment with high-stakes imagination. During all this active play, cognitive lessons are also being heavily deployed. The classic bus song lyrics teach cause and effect through highly repetitive onomatopoeia for different vehicle parts. The wheels go round and round, the signals go blink, 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 the wipers swish, the horn beeps, and the doors open and shut. For developing mind, it is an incredible way to associate specific mechanisms with their corresponding sounds and physical actions.
But active play definitely comes with risks, and the lyrics address this in two completely different ways. On one hand, you have the high-danger fantasy of Humpty Dumpty, where a great fall results in a permanent consequence. They couldn't put him together again. But contrast that with the practical Boo Boo song when a real minor injury occurs during play. The lyrics shift to a highly comforting resolution. Oh my boo, aching so, mommy, mommy, let it go, I'm here baby, let me see, close your eyes and count to 3. It provides a very clear, lyrical coping mechanism for real-world pain.
Which brings us to Section 3, Exploring Animals and Sounds, Bizarre Adaptations and Repetition.
Now what's really fascinating here is how the lyrics adapt classic frameworks to keep a toddler cognitively engaged. In this specific version of Old MacDonald, we aren't just seeing your standard cows and pigs. The farm song invents completely bizarre sound associations for exotic animals. A giraffe makes a trumpet sound, a zebra goes yip yip, and a hippo makes a grrr sound. By breaking the standard rules and introducing these unexpected, funny vocalizations, the song forces the child to pay closer attention and practice entirely new memory games and mouth shapes. And hey, as their minds develop, so does their sense of autonomy. We see this perfectly in the duck lyrics. The song goes, quack, 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 go the ducks in a line, swimming in the pond so fine, escaping from their dad and mom. This introduces the whole concept of independence and mild rebellion. They're having fun escaping their parents, all while reinforcing an incredibly tight, rhythmic repetition.
It provides a safe, lyrical space for a toddler to explore the idea of stepping away from their caregivers.
Next up is Section 4, Family Bonds and Caregiving, Reassurance and Household Roles.
After a long day of playing and boundary testing, emotional regulation becomes absolutely key. These lyrics explicitly model empathy. In the source material, when the baby is upset, we get this beautiful repetition of reassurance from the broader family unit. The lyrics explicitly say, "Little baby, don't you cry. I will try to make you smile." And it cycles through the grandpa, the brother, and the rest of the family, showing the child that when they're feeling dysregulated, a whole network of people is right there to comfort them.
This gets further reinforced by the Finger family lyrics, which actually help the child map out their social environment by categorizing specific household roles. The lyrics designate that Daddy Finger is washing the car, Mommy Finger is painting the fence, Brother Finger is playing Ghost, and Sister Finger is playing with toys. This isn't just a simple finger game, it's a structural map to help the toddler understand the distinct activities and roles of all the people living under their roof.
Finally, Section 5, Winding Down for Bedtime, Transitioning from High Energy to Sleep.
You know you can't just tell a toddler to go to sleep, you have to literally de-escalate them. And that's exactly what the famous Jumping Monkeys song does. The countdown mechanism, starting from the number 5, acts as a structured numerical warning. As each monkey falls off the bed, the number decreases. It gives the child a predictable, mathematical countdown, signaling that their active playtime is definitively coming to an end.
So the absolute crucial point here is how the language dramatically shifts in this final phase. You juxtapose the strict boundary setting from the doctor in the monkey song, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed," with the ultimate sleep-inducing lullabies that follow. The final lyrics we see are incredibly soothing. Will you help him to go to sleep? Quietly rock the baby, gently sweet dreams. The harsh, bouncy consonants are replaced with soft, elongated vowels and rhythmic, swaying language that physically guides the child's nervous system right into sleep.
It's honestly amazing when you step back and look at it all laid out like this. These aren't just silly, disposable rhymes. They're a comprehensive daily survival guide for early childhood. Which leaves us with a pretty fascinating question to ponder. How do these simple, repetitive structures shape our earliest understandings of routine, safety, and the world? The next time you find yourself singing about a zebra making a yip-yip sound, or a bear going to a volcano, remember, you're not just singing, you're helping a developing mind map out their entire universe. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.